Hey everyone, and happy Tuesday. It's my favorite day of the week, and hopefully it has become yours. It's your girl, hashtag you know who it is. Another Tuesday, another tip with It's Your Girl, hashtag JLoan. I hope you guys are having a fantastic start to your week. The weather here has been pretty nice, and hopefully where you are, it is the same. So I really want to get into my tip because I want to talk about the unexpected things that happen in a loan and why it's super important for you to be very prepared, because your loan can turn a direction that we did not anticipate when certain things happen to change. And I want to talk about this with two files that I had recently, that two things changed, okay? And then what happened with them when they changed. So one of the loans literally changed a debt to income of 44.7 to 45.9 due to an insurance increase, because obviously on this home there was not able to find, due to insurance premiums now, age of home, the age of the roof of the home. There were things that caused the debt to income to change. And anytime something changes on your file, it has to be rerun through automatic underwriting to make sure that the loan still qualifies for your loan, whether that be conventional or FHA or VA. Well, on this FHA loan, it went from an automated approval to now a refer eligible, which means now that loan needs to be downgraded to what is called a manual underwrite, okay? And under a manual underwrite, basically the underwriter has guidelines for her to really effectively rate your ability to repay the loan based on a little bit harder of qualifications, okay? And before I get into what those are, I want to talk about the other file. So a lot of the times when you work with credit repair, or sometimes just on your own, you're trying to repair or fix your own credit, you do something called disputing accounts. And what happened in another file is that in 2013, FHA changed their guidelines that if you had a cumulative disputed of credit accounts that totaled $1,000 or more, now your account must be downgraded to a manual underwrite. And that's even though you may receive automated approval, okay? And so one is super important to make sure you always read your guidelines. But two, it's very important, as guidelines talking about loan officer. And then two, it's very important to, for me as a loan officer, to make sure that I'm best preparing my clients to what they really need in case it goes either way, okay? What happens when you have to do a manual underwrite is, one, it is a must and a requirement that we get a 12-month verification of rent. And so if you rent from a private party, we cannot send them and get a form filled out from them. You would have to provide us 12 months of canceled checks, or just 12 months of proof that you have made your rent payments on time. So if you pay cash, there's no way sometimes to verify that you pay cash unless you can track every month that you took out that amount on the first, and that it went to the actual seller. So it's very hard to do that. So I highly recommend never paying cash unless you can actually track that cash. Okay, that's one. Number two is they require reserves after closing. And the question is, what are reserves, right? So when you close your loan, you use your assets from wherever they come from to close on that loan, and that money will then be gone. Well, your reserves are, well, what are those funds that are left over in those accounts once you close? And do you have 1 to 2 months of principal, interest, taxes, and insurance for your new mortgage payments after you close? Because if you don't, those are reasons why now on a manual underwrite, you won't qualify. And it can cause a huge pickle if you are not best prepared when you are purchasing home, and why it's super important and why I always talk about you don't want to buy a home and exhaust everything, because sometimes even the most perfect situation can turn out this way. And if we can't verify rent, if you don't have the reserves, then it causes all of these issues. Okay, so manual underwriting too could be required if, let's just say, you're less than the waiting time on like a bankruptcy, and you want to show your extenuating circumstances as to why you don't believe you need to, wait the 2 or the 4 years or whatever requirements may be. Those are reasons to drop your loan down to a manual underwrite, okay? And so you want to be very prepared for that in case it happens. So I do want to talk about reserves, because a lot of the times people believe that your reserves, have to come from your checking or your savings, and that's not necessarily true, okay? It can come from gifts, from your family, from your in-laws, from your parents, siblings. It could also come from stocks or bonds. It can come from 401ks, IRAs, retirement accounts, anything that can be liquidated. And then, of course, digital assets or crypto. It can, as long as it can be liquidated to cash, those count as reserves as well. So again, my whole purpose of telling you this is 2 situations back to back that required manual underwriting, and we had to get verifications of rent and then make sure that they had those assets in the account. And blissfully, those borrowers were meant to purchase homes because it worked out in their favor. But I have seen circumstances where it does not work out in their favor. We catch it at the beginning and they have nowhere else to pull this money. So my advice for you today is to please make sure you save more than enough. Even if you believe that you're going to qualify for 100% financing, or you're going to get grant money, all of these things, you can have everything in line, but if you don't have the reserves, it can cause you not to qualify for a home loan. And we need to save money somehow, whether it's $50, $100. Try to pad those accounts as much as you can when you're purchasing a home, regardless of how you feel it may turn out. It could always turn the other way, and you want to be best prepared, okay? So if I can help you with any question or scenario or anything you want me to go over, please do reach out to me, 817-601-5456. It's your girl, #JLoan. I am signing off, and until next Tuesday, I hope you have a fantastic day. Stay blessed and stay safe. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.